assisted by Gabby Willis.
And welcome everyone to the City Ball Diamond here. Rusty Witcher, and soon to be joined by Alex Byrne. He's on his way. Larks are hosting Indy today in a key Region 6 conference matchup. We'll get to the starting lineups in just a second. We want to know there's several ways you guys can contact us. We'd love to hear from you today, whether you're a fan of Indy, a fan of the Larks. We want to hear from you. And first way, you can send us a text at 620-217-1465. Again, that number is 620-217-1465. Drop us a line, golarks@hesston.edu. Unfortunately, Jasmine's not here, so I won't be patrolling Twitter as frequently, but you can also, if you're watching it through YouTube, through the Hesston College Media Service channel, we have live chat. We'll both be in there. Alec and I will both be in there, so questions, comments, feedback, whether you're a fan of the Larks, fan of the Pirates, we want to hear from you. Starting defense for the Larks. Out in left field, Lexi Avalos. Taylor Martin in center. Jocelyn Chavez over there in right field. Kaylin Lashley at the hot corner, third base. Sierra Long and Kendall Richardson up the middle, short and second. Adriana Ruiz, Boo over there at first base. Behind the dish, Sam Amarante and Ashley Yazen on the hill to start this game, as she will battle with Kirsten Brown. Ashley on the season, she's 12-10, 18 complete games pitched, 140 innings, and she struck out 143 and has reclaimed the lead nationally for strikeouts. She is against Kirsten Brown. Brown leading things off, hitting .267 on the season for Indy. She's 31 for 116, took a strike from Ash on the first pitch. Robinson to follow, and that one low into the dirt and outside. So Brown leads things off, Robinson to follow. Kenzie Johnson, the center fielder, batting third. Brianna Wisby batting fourth. In the cleanup spot plays shortstop. Madison Henson, first baseman, batting fifth. Cameron Ortiz, the catcher, bats sixth, with Gabby Horton, this pitcher, in the 7-hole. Michaela Harp, the designated player, batting eighth, and Skylar C. is the right fielder to roll the order over as Ashley paints the outside corner, and Brown is quickly behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Windy day here, but finally warming up as Ash rocks, she fires, she delivers, and the pitch too far outside. Brown, the lefty, the slap-hitting lefty, has the count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Sam can't come up with it, and Brown will be aboard on first base on the dropped ball. So Ash gets the strikeout, but the error gives the leadoff runner aboard to Indy, and that brings up Alyssa Robinson. Robinson, a freshman, 30 for 118, hitting .254 on the season for Indy. The Pirates came in today 3-46. And Ashley finding the bottom corner of the zone for a strike. So Robinson quickly behind, 0-1. Little bunt lay down. Ashley's only played a first base. Sacrifice made. Robinson out, but Brown moves to scoring position.
Number 11, Kenzie Johnson.
And that'll bring up Kenzie Johnson, the center fielder. Johnson, the leading hitter for Indy, a .370 batting average, 50 for 135 with 8 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 28 runs driven in for the Pirates. You can hear how windy it is. And Ashley misses a little bit low. Been a while since we've brought you Hesston College softball. Mother Nature has been off her medication lately. We were supposed to have the doubleheader this weekend, but the weather was just wrong all weekend long. There's a strike at the knees, and the count quickly even. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Kenzie Johnson from Ash. Love to hear from you guys. Send us a text, 620-217-1465. Drop us a line, golarks@heston.edu, or join us in the live chat. Johnson does, in fact, swing, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one misses too far outside, and the count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Need to put a runner on the board here. Always forget that. Jasmine does such a good job with that. And the 2-2, too far in, and we are full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and Johnson goes down. Ash has a strikeout to her credit, and they're 2 away.
Number 22, Brianna Wisby.
Brianna Wisby steps up to the plate for the Pirates. Wisby, the second leading hitter on this Pirates squad, 41 for 125 with 16 doubles, a home run and 20 runs driven in, hitting .328 on the year. That one squirts away from Sam. And Brown takes third. The 1-0 coming up here to Wisby. That is a strike on the inner half, broke back in. And the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Excuse me, 1-1. That one too far outside. Oops, forgot to switch the runner to third base. Sure. The count out, 2 balls, 1 strike here to Wisby as Alec has made his way here. Hi, Alec.
Howdy.
There's a strike on the outer half, and the count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes here. As apparently.
Looks like they started a little bit
Yeah,
early.
they jumped the gun and off we went. Not quite as much as the baseball team jumps the gun, but pretty close. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is a chopper on the ground. CeeLo fields it, throws over to Boo in time, and the Larks work their way out of a jam on the ground out. We will take a break and be back after this on the Lark Network. If you go to Fire Ad.
My name is Molly Shervany, and both my parents and my older sister have gone to KU. It's kind of the thing we do. And that's what I was planning on too. But I loved the Heston College tour. I still remember my personal guide, Kimmy, and talking with all the art professors. At KU, I was in a huge group of students, and I didn't really get to see what I wanted. Heston College made it for me. Taking gen eds at Heston is helping me build a really strong foundation. I get individual attention and know my professors and everyone in my class. I like the personal relationships, and that's something that Heston offered that nowhere else did. With this foundation, I'll be ready to finish my major at KU. I'm currently a Heston Lark, but soon I'll be cheering Rock Chalk Jayhawk at KU.
And welcome back here to Oswald Field on the campus of Heston College. As defensively, we'll take a look at the Indy lineup. Browns in left field, Johnson in center, C is in right, Price at third base, Wisby at shortstop, Robinson plays second base, Henson over at first, behind the dish, Ortiz and Horton on the mound. Alex, you might have some numbers on Horton, what she's done on the season. This is Gabby Horton making the start for Independence.
Yeah, it looks like Gabby Horton's pitched about 79 innings, which is second on their team. In innings pitched, ERA is quite, maybe not where she wants it to be, upwards of double digits, but maybe look at and bounce back today as Taylor Martin's about to step in and lead it off for the Larks.
So Taylor steps up. Kaylin Lastly
Taylor Martin.
to bat second. Lexi Avalos to bat third. So Taylor stepping in. She's been a little bit of a funk as of late. Hopefully she can get things turned around. And the first pitch from Horton misses well outside. These games would go a long way in helping the Larks move up the ladder in the Region 6 standings.
Now, I don't know about you, Rusty, how much softball you've watched, but were you... I know in my high school there was a lot of slap hitting, and a couple of these Larks hitters are hit for power. You got Avalos locking it down in the 3-hole.
Yeah.
Especially. What are your thoughts on slap hitting versus taking a big cut?
I like a lefty who can slap, as that one misses, or does catch the outside corner. The count now evens up at a ball and a strike. I like a lefty who can do that, who can slap, but also can dunk one over the third base and shortstop for that base hit to shallow left. That makes the defense have to play you straight up. As Taylor takes a ball downstairs. A gorgeous day for softball, minus the wind, as finally have some temperature that are pretty nice. The 1-1, Taylor lifts one to left field. Brown underneath it, and then Brown makes a running, it's down. Brown can't come up with it, and Taylor takes second base.
It looks like that ball just got caught up in the wind. Go on an adventure there. You don't know if it's going left or right. Or
wind is blowing in, and that brings up Kaylin Lastly. So Kaylin coming to bat with Taylor in scoring position here in the bottom of the first.
Lastly, primarily a pitcher, but she can swing it.
And she's at third base this game, first game, and takes a ball away. And she looks like she wants to put a bunt down.
Move them over, get them in.
That's absolutely right. Kaylin takes a strike at the knees, and the count quickly even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the other thing about that, Alec, as you turn, there's a big gap in right center field right now.
There is. And of course, with these small fields, on baseball expression, if you hit it out there, there'll be some room to run.
Kaylin takes a hack at a pitch by her eyes, kind of a protect herself swing, and she's now behind the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The Larks have some pretty good team speed from top to bottom. They can run a
They
little
do.
bit.
Kaylin loops one out there into shallow left, base hit. Taylor will hold at third, and the Larks have runners at the corners with none away. That'll bring up Lexi. And you said, Alec, Lexi locking it down.
She likes to swing it, and if there were a Triple Crown award for the Larks team, she would have it.
Brings up number 5.
And she walks in hitting .410, leading the team in hits by far and away. Hits, plate appearances, extra base hits, you name it, she's got it. Stepping in from the left side.
So Lexi digs in, runners at the corners. And Horton dealing. And that one stays a little bit low. We'll see what kind of creative base running the Larks can come up with right here, Alec. As you've got runners at the corners, it's almost one of those, can you delay the steal and try and force a throw? Kind of give you some options with none out and runners at the corners. Horton getting her sign from her catcher, Ortiz. There's a strike. Runner goes, and
there's that
Kaylin
delayed steal you were just talking about.
takes second.
Perfection.
And that'll probably go down the book as defensive indifference. I don't think Kaylin gets a stolen base there because the throw went to third. They surrendered that stolen base. And Lexi steps in. Or Lexi now with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Lexi does offer at it on the check swing, and the count now 1-2. Temperatures in the mid-60s, but the wind is blowing. It's been a while since we've been this warm. We had snow this weekend.
The weather just doesn't know what it wants to do
it
these
doesn't.
days. And
Lexi lost one, and over the head, but a running basket catch by Robinson. Throw coming home. Larks tagging up. And Lexi gets the sacrifice fly on the pop out to second and gets a ribby for her trouble, and the Larks are on the board.
Oh, Rusty, I was looking at my weather report,
Brings up.
and it's going to be in the mid-80s Thursday, and then it's just going to drop right back down into the 30s on Friday. It just doesn't know what it wants to do.
No, it's actually it's going to stay up. It's going to
stay up,
It's
but
going
it's
to
going
stay
to go
up.
down.
But Saturday it's going to drop down.
Saturday
Yeah.
it's going to drop down.
And that brings up Sam Amarante. Kayla over at second base. Larks on the board. They push the run across. Sam lifts one, but it's going to tail away and hits the Brown garage over there to the left, the house owned by Elaine Brown.
Sam is right behind Lexi with that batting average. They're hitting about 404 coming in. They're right behind her in hits as well.
That one stays out and low, and the count now even at a ball and a strike here to Sam. Again, you guys want to talk to us, send us a text, 620-217-1465. Drop us a line, golarks at heston.edu, GOLARKS at heston.edu, or get in the live chat. Al can go back and forth. We're both paying attention to that. Sam takes a strike, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Of course, we'd love to hear from you, fans of the Larks,
Fans of the Pirates, absolutely.
Fans of the Pirates.
Yeah, we love hearing from everybody. We're social guys.
We are.
We're friendly. As Sam now behind 1-2. Horton checks her sign. Deals that one too far out on the changeup, and the count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looks like there's a pretty good, intense basketball game over there in Children's Park going on too, Alec, out there behind center field.
Yeah, some nice little hoops out there. Looks
Yeah.
like you can raise them, lower them. We got the little kids dunking over there, doing their own version of a slam dunk contest.
The 2-2. Chase dropped down. Oh, they said it was foul ball. I thought
that one hit the dirt as well.
it hit the dirt, but I guess
but she
Sam
just
got
fights it off.
fights it off, stays alive. She didn't run, and so I knew. Now, Sam's head's up enough that she's going to take off if she misses that. So she knew
If
she
she
hit
didn't, she played it off very well.
it. That's very true. The count now 3-2. That one too far outside. Or now we're even.
Now
at
we're
3.
full.
Now we're full 3-2.
She works the count full. And the pitch.
That's a looper
Looped
out
into
towards center
That's
field.
going to get down.
Base hit.
Just
Leslie
played.
can't play it, or excuse me, the center fielder Johnson can't play it. And Sam has a single, a ribby, and the Larks now have a 2-0 lead with just 1 out.
And Sierra Long has some pop in her bat, leading the team in home runs with 8 by far and away.
Sierra
Sam
Long.
was behind her with 2, but man,
Yeah, and
when she puts a good swing on it, it goes away.
those kids in the park could be in danger.
They could be in danger.
So CeeLo steps in, and that one too far outside. Now they count 1-0. Horton checks her wristband for the sign. That one again too far out in the count. Now 2 balls, no strikes to CeeLo.
And if you're an opposing pitcher coming in and you see, wow, she's got 8 home runs, the plan of attack might be work away. Don't try and give her anything in. She can pull. Well, we'll see what she does here.
CeeLo takes a strike at the knees, patiently waiting for her pitch on the 2-0. Alec, as a baseball player, I think this translates to softball, but which do you think is a better pitch to hit, a 2-0 or a 3-1?
I think well, you know, there's a study done.
That one popped back and out of play.
There's a study done in Major League Baseball, I believe, that was 2-0 versus 3-1. And I think, at least for me, 3-1, you feel like you're going to get a fastball, especially at the level that we're at now with 2-0. You know, these guys, they're not afraid to throw a breaking ball to you 2-0, but 3-1, they got to bring you something good. But I always liked hitting 3-1, or I liked hitting the first pitch.
I like that too. I've always been a fan of
my
if
dad-
it's there, jump on that first
my
pitch.
dad always said, hey, that first pitch might be the best one you're going to get. So
Payout pitch. High and tight. That's ball 4.
I'm going to throw down.
And Sierra takes second. So only one away for Jocelyn Chavez.
Well, we move into the 5-hole now with it looks to be.
Well, I didn't see Sam move up on the error out there. Sierra takes off, nobody paying attention, and Sierra takes second base. And now Jocelyn.
It is Jocelyn Chavez coming in with a 386, so she can swing it too. From top to bottom, the Larks got some good sticks. And they can swing it a little bit.
So Sam moves to third. I'm not sure what they're checking on.
She
here.
might have be trying to argue
that
it was dead if it was a walk.
I wonder too.
We'll see what the ump has to say.
But
from top to bottom, all these Larks hitters, there's only a few that are below 300, and it looks like.
And a quick conference going to be had on the mound for Independence. Some updates here. Larks have made some scheduling moves. The softball team has made some scheduling moves, I should say. They will be playing at home both Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st. I know they'll be bringing one of the softball games, I think Friday. They're going to be bringing the first softball game at 4 o'clock, and then we're going to trot over and do baseball at 7. So I think that's where we're at so far for updated broadcasting. As Larks have pushed 2 across, 2 on, and
it looks to be a nice little scene at the field today. Got those kids playing basketball, flowers coming out, sun on our backs as Jocelyn steps in the box.
And got a text here from Go Number 4 from New Mexico, #New Mexico. So one of Breeze fans.
A lot of warm weather girls on the team.
Yeah, there are. Andy definitely has a West Coast flair in some of the recruiting. As Joss takes a ball on the outside half. Horton battles back and comes inside with a strike, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Now, and Rusty, in all your experience of watching softball, you might have to educate me a little bit. What type of, so they have, just inside, they have rising pitches?
Yep. They have drop pitches, they have curveballs, they have screwballs, they have knuckleballs, they have change-ups. There's all kinds of pitches.
All sorts of pitches to get you out.
And the 2-1. That one too far in. Joss wears it. She'll go down to first base.
So the bases are full as an exultation of Larks, as you would say.
That's right. The meadow is occupied for Kendall Richardson.
Brings up number 22.
1 out for Kendall, and the sacks are full of Larks. And Horton. And the first pitch swinging by Kendall. She wanted to jump on that pitch. There's still a good gap out there to right center as Johnson shading towards left field, the left field part of center.
And there's a big gap out there in right center. You punch one over second base, that's going to bring in some runs.
Kendall tried her best, fouls it off to the fence, and the count now moves to 0-2.
The wind picking up like this, it's
Wind
paramount to
blowing
try and, at least in the baseball world, try and hit something hard on the ground and get it up in the air.
Same with the softball world too, Alec.
It's not going to go anywhere.
In fact, there's a little more. I think sometimes softball can be a little tougher, more surface area, more resistance. Things can do all kinds of things out there. So the count 1-2 now to Kendall. Kendall hammers one foul into the ground. Ashley on deck. Ryan. Now they count 1 and 2. I got you taken care of. Kendall lofts one. That one up in the wind. It will tail away and drop foul. That's a long run on a ball that started at midway between first and second, ended up almost against the fence.
It looks like that wind's just pulling across from left field to right field.
Thanks, Rob. Now they count 1 and 2. Got a Go Larks text from Pennsylvania. And the 1-2 on the way. That's on the ground. Kendall lays off, and the count slips to 2 and 2 with a sacks loaded and just 1 out.
She has reached about 6 pitches, 7 pitches
Yeah.
now. So
Horton deals. That one stays upstairs by Kendall's eyes, and we're full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You know, you get into the Division I baseball and or softball, and you can see a pitcher pitch back-to-back games a lot of the times. If you have a hot hand, I've seen D1 pitchers roll them. That one right up the middle. Horton going to first, and the run comes home.
interesting that she didn't bring it home there.
Kendall grounds out, gets a ribby for her trouble, and Sam trots in. It's 3-0 for the Larks, and Ashley coming to bat. So 2 away here for Ashley.
And Ashley Yazen, she's got a little pop to her name as well.
I think she hit 3 or 4 home runs last year. And that pitch outside from Horton, so we've got pitcher versus pitcher here.
And I've always been fascinated with what you're talking about, Rusty, and the fact that you got that underhand motion. You can go back-to-back games, back-to-back series.
Yeah. That one stays upstairs in the count. 2 balls and no strikes to Ash.
A little bit more of a natural throwing motion for your body.
It is. It is. Not as much fatigue on the elbow or the arm. And the 2-0. Ashley reaches downstairs, fouls it off. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Hey, big shout out to Lark Baseball yesterday, turning a triple play in Game 2.
Malachi Schwartz found himself out at second base, and
That
line drive just flipped it to second base. Logan went on to first, and
I'm not sure that's one of the first or very rare triple plays in Hessen College history.
it was an assisted triple play, so it wasn't quite on Troy Tulowitzki's level.
That one popped out, and Ashley stays alive as the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Very impressive.
So the payoff pitch on the way from Horton. Too far inside, Ash draws the walk, and she goes to first base, and that brings up Bria Baca as the 9th Lark hitter to come to the plate in this inning. Larks lead 3-0.
Now, Rusty, when the bases are loaded for softball with 2 outs, in baseball, runners are going. In
Same
softball,
here.
you can't. Are they going on that pitch?
They're going as soon as they can.
As soon as they can.
Yeah. So Bree stepping in, and that one misses upstairs.
And Bree is a slap hitter. You can see her moving her feet in the box. Product of New Mexico.
That one stays upstairs in the count now. 2 balls and no strikes to Bree. So Horton with a few issues, and I have a bad feeling that Horton's going to mess up my scorebook right now. I'm going to have to roll it over and eat up some extra space in there. And the 2-0. There's a strike on the inner half, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike to Bree. With Taylor Martin on deck, and Taylor reached on an error in her first at-bat in this inning to lead off this inning. Bottom 1, Larks leading 3-0. Bree on the ground, fouls it off, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuces wild across the bottom of the scoreboard.
And I always wondered, as a slap hitter, if you get 2 strikes, of course, with my flimsy coordination, my eyes would be bobbing all up and down, moving my feet like that. But
I'd trip. I'd trip in the box.
2 strikes. I wonder if you try and maybe slow down your movement a little bit.
Well, she did that time and hammered that ball foul. That one, if that one stays fair, she's running for a while. And Bree's got some wheels. 2-2. Bree, a little roller on the ground. That could be a foot race, and that will just be won by Indy. And that's a nice play for Robinson to cover. Henson finds it Robinson. But the Indy.
My name is Molly Shervany, and both my parents and my older sister have gone to KU. It's kind of the thing we do. And that's what I was planning on too. But I loved the Hesston College tour. I still remember my personal guide, Kimmy, and talking with all the art professors. At KU, I was in a huge group of students, and I didn't really get to see what I wanted. Hesston College made it for me. Taking gen eds at Hesston is helping me build a really strong foundation. I get individual attention and know my professors and everyone in my class. I like the personal relationships, and that's something that Hesston offered that nowhere else did. With this foundation, I'll be ready to finish my major at KU. I'm currently a Hesston Lark, but soon I'll be cheering Rock Chalk Jayhawk at KU.
Then it'll probably be 90 graduation weekend. Play another ad. He's already seen too much.
My name is Molly Shervany, and both my parents and my older sister have gone to KU. It's kind of the thing we do. And that's what I was planning on too. But I loved the Hesston College tour. I still remember my personal guide, Kimmy, and talking with all the art professors. At KU, I was in a huge group of students, and I didn't really get to see what I wanted. Hesston College made it for me. Taking gen eds at Hesston is helping me build a really strong foundation. I get individual attention and know my professors and everyone in my class. I like the personal relationships, and that's something that Hesston offered that nowhere else did. With this foundation, I'll be ready to finish my major at KU. I'm currently a Hesston Lark, but soon I'll be cheering Rock Chalk Jayhawk at KU.
Now we're back, and welcome back. Madison Henson to start things off here for the Pirates. As that one pops straight up, could be an adventure, and that one will drop for a base hit as Henson loops one out there to shallow right field. That ball started in center field and blew back behind Kendall at second base. Fly balls are going to be an adventure.
Ended up on the infield.
As Cameron Ortiz, the catcher, steps in.
Ortiz, one of the Pirates' better hitters on the year. She's got bringing in third in at bats, so she's been behind the dish quite a bit.
As she takes a pitch from Ashley outside for 1 ball. The 1-0 coming up. That one lifted, and that will get up in the jet stream and blow foul.
Now, are double plays something that are turned frequently in softball?
Sometimes, depending on where the ball is hit and who's running. I've seen a lot of double plays. I've seen not many double plays. I think it depends on the fielding, depends on the position, and the situation. 1-1 coming up from Ashley. Good block by Sam, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. And the 2-1 coming up. That's a strike inside, and that kind of fooled Ortiz. She wasn't sure what that ball was going to do, turned away, and it was right there at the knees for a strike.
Looks like it had a little bit of backdoor break on it, but nevertheless, good pitch from Yazin as she brings the 2-2.
Her changeup misses low, and we're full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And it looks like the playground madness has settled down a little bit out in center field. Taking a break.
Well, you never know. I've seen it could pick up. So we're full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff runner aboard. Strike 3 called. Ortiz fooled again. Tried to almost look like she moved into it. She goes down looking. Ashley has her second strikeout of the game. And that brings up Gabby Horton, the pitcher, with one away. Top of 2, Larks leading 3-0. Trying to get an update of Hesston High School baseball. They're in action for their second home date today.
When did they get back on their home field?
They're on it today.
They're on it today.
They played last week on it, and they're on it today. As there's a pitch that's a strike at the knees to Horton.
That is something those boys will cherish forever, saying, yeah, I was a part of the inaugural season.
Yes, it will. A long time coming. That one inside corner for Ash. Ash now living on the black. She has it going on, and when she's got it going on, I don't think I could hit her with one of those red plastic wiffle ball bats.
I don't think I could hit her with a paddle.
Now the count 0-2. That one too far out. Sama snap throw back, diving in as Boo puts the tag on. That's on the ground. Kaylin Lashley, her only play first base. Boo makes the step on the bag for the out. Runner does move up 60 feet. And that brings up Michaela Harp. Go ahead, Alec.
That's just something that's new to me coming into the softball world. Of just, you get a ground ball like that in baseball, first reaction is flip that ball to 2, the second base. But such a speed game.
And such a small field, 60 feet.
You're going 1.
That one popped out of play towards Hesston Machine and Welding, our Silo partner. Thanks, guys, for all the help they've done over there. You guys need any type of welding done if you're in the neighborhood, go see Hesston Machine and Welding. They've been kind enough to partner with us to allow these broadcasts to happen. Big shout out to Scott Swartzendruper over there. That is on the ground. Kayla knocks it down, and it will be a base hit on the infield for Harp. As Henson goes over to third. Now runners at the corners for the Pirates.
And if I played the hot corner, I might have. I've seen girls with masks.
I have, yeah.
And I might have to throw one of those on if I'm at the hot corner.
I might have to wear one if I was in the outfield as quick as this game is.
And wear full catching gear at third base.
Skylar C., right fielder, steps in. And Ashley misses a little bit low. I do believe former Lark and current Lark soccer player Dakota Lee wore a mask to pitch, if memory serves me right.
Well, especially as a pitcher, you get balls coming right back at you.
That one high and tight. Runner going, but tagged out on the caught stealing. Run does not score, and C will come to bat in the third. Larks get out of there. Larks lead 3-0.
My name is Molly Shervany, and both my parents and my older sister have gone to KU. It's kind of the thing we do, and that's what I was planning on too. But I loved the Hesston College tour. I still remember my personal guide, Kimmy, and talking with all the art professors. At KU, I was in a huge group of students, and I didn't really get to see what I wanted. Hesston College made it for me. Taking gen eds at Hesston is helping me build a really strong foundation. I get individual attention and know my professors and everyone in my class. I like the personal relationships, and that's something that Hesston offered that nowhere else did. With this foundation, I'll be ready to finish my major at KU. I'm currently a Hesston Lark, but soon I'll be cheering Rock Chalk Jayhawk at KU. My name is Molly Shervany, and both my parents and my older sister have gone to KU. It's kind of the thing we do, and that's what I was planning on too. But I loved the Hesston College tour. I still remember my personal guide, Kimmy, and talking with all the art professors. At KU, I was in a huge group of students, and I didn't really get to see what I wanted. Hesston College made it for me. Taking gen eds at Hesston is helping me build a really strong foundation. I get individual attention and know my professors and everyone in my class. I like the personal relationships, and that's something that Hesston offered that nowhere else did. With this foundation, I'll be ready to finish my major at KU. I'm currently a Hesston Lark, but soon I'll be cheering Rock Chalk Jayhawk at KU. My name is Molly Shervany, and both my parents and my older sister have gone to KU. It's kind of the thing we do. And that's what I was planning on too. But I loved the Hesston College tour. I still remember my personal guide, Kimmy, and talking with all the art professors. At KU, I was in a huge group of students, and I didn't really get to see what I wanted. Hesston College made it for me.
And welcome back here to the City of Aldine. We're just a couple blocks north of campus as we're heading to the bottom of the second. Larks lead 3-0, and Taylor Martin starts this off again for the second time in as many innings.
Now batting for the Larks, top of the order, number 29, Taylor Martin.
Feels different, Alec, to be out here and not be worried about the sun going down and getting cold. Been a while since we've had that.
It's been a while. Like I told Rob, it feels nice having the sun on my back a little bit. I feel what it's like to sweat again.
Yeah. Taylor Martin takes a pitch from Horton a little bit low. And the first pitch will be in a ball to start the at-bat. That one stays upstairs.
With the patience these Larks hitters have, I can see a high frequency of them being able to turn that lineup over and get to their big bats.
There's a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch from Horton there. There's a count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Look at the structure of their lineup. A couple girls that can run, a couple girls that can hit them in, and a couple girls that can run again. So
Taylor lofts it, but it's snagged right there by Robinson on the short little line drive. And there's one away.
Great play out at second base. Can't tell how hard that's hit, if it's going to flare.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's a tough one. You don't know how hard it's coming off the bat. You don't know what it's going to do, if it's going to knuckle. You made a great point there. Kalen on the ground at second base. Robinson plays over. She's had a busy 2 batters.
Action.
And there are 2 away for Lexi Avalos. Lex had a sacrifice fly to second base. Not something you can say very often, but she did. And the run was scored. Lexi lefts it to center field. Johnson underneath, and Larks go quickly and quietly here in the second. 1, 2, 3. And we shall be back on the Lark Network.
My name is Molly Shervany, and both my parents and my older sister have gone to KU. It's kind of the thing we do. And that's what I was planning on too. But I loved the Hesston College tour. I still remember my personal guide, Kimmy, and talking with all the art professors. At KU, I was in a huge group of students, and I didn't really get to see what I wanted. Hesston College made it for me. Taking gen eds at Hesston is helping me build a really strong foundation. I get individual attention and know my professors and everyone in my class. I like the personal relationships, and that's something that Hesston offered that nowhere else did. With this foundation, I'll be ready to finish my major at KU. I'm currently a Hesston Lark, but soon I'll be cheering Rock Chalk Jayhawk at KU.
Well, that's not what I wanted. How did I click to that? And welcome back here to the City Ball Diamond. Alec, I'm going to kick that pen over to you and have you grab that, if you would, sir.
No problem.
You're a little bit lower than I am, and a little bit younger. Okay, a lot bit younger.
Yeah.
Skylar C to start things off here in the top of the third. Larks went very quickly, 1, 2, 3 in their half of the second.
This is one of those situations where she was actually hitting in the prior inning, and runner got thrown out at second, so now she steps back in, and almost like a preview, gotten a little taste of what Yazen has, and
Ashley misses
back in.
Just a little bit inside.
Independence Community College, how far is that?
Oh, it's a couple hours. So that one lofted to right field, up in the wind, tailing and dropping foul. And the count 1-1. That one stays a little low from Ash, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yazen gets that grip pretty quickly. You see that spinning that ball in her hand on the mound. Find the pitch she likes.
That one off the fist. Boo comes underneath it, makes the play. So 1 out now for Kirsten Brown. Brown reached on the error after the strikeout.
Brown with a little bit of an open stance. Slap hitter.
And she takes a strike on the outside corner.
There's a lot of controversy in today. Not really controversy, but theory as to whether young hitters should start out with an open stance or a closed stance.
Ashley drops a changeup, and I'm kind of, I was in older school and the coaching and everything with the younger kids I had. I wanted them to get their weight moving, step towards the pitcher, not step in the bucket so they could still drive it. But you're absolutely right. There are studies being done about that. And it's chasing the high cheese from Ashley, and Brown is sent back to her room after the strikeout.
And of course, with young players playing, with an open stance, it almost seems like little kids are afraid of the ball sometimes, and so they don't quite get their hips squared back up.
I think that's a good point.
So it seems like a lot of...
That's a little flare that hits on top of the dugout and drops foul. I agree, Alec. I'm all about that. I was always a proponent of step, pick that foot up, go right towards the pitcher, get your momentum going so everything's going towards the ball, and drive it.
More and more players are going with that open stance. It'll just be comfortable.
Josh Stivers is a great example of that on the Lark baseball team.
A lot of power guys with open stances.
That's a soft roller at CeeLo. CeeLo throws over. Boo can't come up with it.
Put a runner on.
And Robinson aboard after the error.
It looks like Kenzie Johnson's coming in.
She struck out swinging her first at bat.
She is the best hitter in terms of average for the Pirates and bringing a 370 average in, leading the team in hits with 50 hits on the year, so she can swing it a little bit.
She chases the first pitch, that throw in time, and Sam has her second runner she has gunned down of the day.
We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning.
I'm greater than bullying.
I'm greater than greed.
I am greater than being content with just a Sunday faith.
Back and forth.
Right.
Like if we ever put a camera out on the scoreboard you can switch cameras back and forth, which I think we need to do, but what do I know?
Cool.
Yeah. There's a way to do it.
I'm Roman Arnold from Dallas, Texas. I toured my dad's school, Texas A&M, and it really was beautiful, but it was huge. He talked about class sizes being over 100. I visited Heston as a baseball prospect and never looked back. I got the chance to be involved right away, not only on the field, but as a part of the community. Everybody knows each other on campus. We're really close-knit. And if you want faith to be a part of your athletic experience, no one does that better than Heston. I'm not worried about transferring. My advisor saw me out at least a half a dozen times the first semester just to make sure I was on the right track. I started as a Lark at Heston College, and I'm planning on transferring to a state school, Texas A&M, Giga Maggies.
And welcome back here to City Ball Diamond. Rusty Witcher alongside Alec Byrne. We're having a good time up here. I'm glad you could join me. I'm really glad you could join me. I was hoping you'd get back in touch with me. I'm going to leave Alec a message, see if he gets back in touch with me, and I was just a little busy this morning when you called me back. It's Tuesday, deadline day. I was trying to scramble around and write columns and that kind of thing, you know. As Sam comes back.
We are having a grand old time with, maybe not you, but my hair is swirling around with all this wind.
I don't have that problem.
As Sam steps in the box.
Sam pops it straight up. That could be an adventure as that ball tailing away, but a good job by Johnson out there as she retires Sam on the floating fly ball that moved a long way.
Tracked it down with both hands. Very fundamental.
Brings up number 15, Sierra Long.
And CeeLo steps up. She reached on a walk. As that ball bounces before the plate in the dirt, 1 ball.
The Pirates have their infield in.
As Sam takes a strike on the outer half, and now we're even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Major props to Brian Kerr, the women's soccer coach. He's got a grill going over. He's got some of his soccer team here supporting the other athletes on campus. I love what Brian does. It's that one in the dirt, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Very, very strong proponent of Lark athletics and supporting all the other teams that come support his girls when they play.
And head coach Kyle Howell of the baseball team is kind of following the suit, and you know, you go support other people, they'll come and support you, and
that's true.
Can't
even 2-2 here to CeeLo. That one inside. You know, last year, Alec, we asked for nicknames. We love getting nicknames from parents. Text us or email us, live chat us those nicknames. Love hearing those nicknames. And CeeLo's family texted me her nickname, CeeLo, as that one. Strike 3 in her half, CeeLo frozen. And now they're 2 away. They texted me, S-I-L-O, and I thought, being a Kansas boy, growing up in Kansas my life, I said Silo. No, it's CeeLo. I get it now. I picked
CeeLo Green.
CeeLo. Joss was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat, stranded at second in that first inning. And that one stays upstairs, 1 ball.
And it looks to me, I don't know if people are tuning in from New Mexico, but Jocelyn's from the great state of New Mexico, as well as
lined out right out to Johnson, and the Larks now have had 7 straight retired.
As well as Boo Anbury. So New Mexico being represented well as we'll head to the top of the 4th inning.
Back after this on the Lark Network.
I'm Roman Arnold from Dallas, Texas. I toured my dad's school, Texas A&M, and it really was beautiful, but it was huge. He talked about class sizes being over 100. I visited Heston as a baseball prospect and never looked back. I got the chance to be involved right away, not only on the field, but as a part of the community. Everybody knows each other on campus. We're really close-knit. And if you want faith to be a part of your athletic experience, no one does that better than Heston. I'm not worried about transferring. My advisor saw me out at least a half a dozen times the first semester just to make sure I was on the right track. I started as a Lark at Heston College, and I'm planning on transferring to a state school, Texas A&M. Giga Maggies.
We apologize for any bandwidth issues. The wind just playing a little bit of havoc with us up here. So if your stream isn't smooth, we do apologize. Sometimes wind does that in this Kansas wind, depending on, I don't know, solar flares or something like that. Kenzie Johnson coming to bat. She was at the dish when Robinson was caught stealing.
Yazen gets the pitch she likes, up and away.
Okay, looks like we're good now.
Kenzie Johnson can swing it. It has been back-to-back innings that the leadoff hitter
Good catch.
Has gotten a preview of what Yazen is pitching because runners have been thrown out on the base paths.
That is a hard hit ball through the whole left side. A ground ball single for Johnson. And the second hit allowed by Ashley. And the leadoff runner aboard.
Bringing up Brianna Wisby. And she can swing it too. It's 328 average.
She grounded out in her first at bat to CeeLo to end the first.
Let's see if the Pirates can get something going.
Wisby line drives. Sierra steps on one and can't roll up the double play. She wasn't entirely sure what she wanted to do. Wisby takes.
And there's that double play coming back into play. If she wanted to get that, she would have had to move quick and step on the bag and get that throw off because Wisby was moving down the line.
Madison Henson coming to bat. She singled her first at bat.
Back pick to first.
Diving in safely was Wisby. I'm not sure they want to run on Sam today. Sam's thrown out 2 runners.
So you're going to have to educate me a little bit. They can't get off the bag until the pitch is thrown?
Right.
Okay. So pretty much every steal is, in a sense, a delayed steal.
That's on the ground. Kalen can't come up with it. Goes right through Kalen's wickets. And Henson aboard on the error.
So the Pirates have something going with Cameron Ortiz coming up.
Third error of the game for the Larks.
And Ortiz is third on their team in at bats.
Number 30, Cameron Ortiz.
Someone that can handle the stick. And Yazen have just been motoring through the lineup, and this is the first bit of commotion on the base path she's had to face all day. We'll see how she faces it.
Going outside. I only count 1 ball now, too. Ortiz, as we're in the 4th. This game just flying by, it feels like.
It does.
Going downstairs. I think count 2 balls, no strikes.
We are almost to the bottom of the 4th inning and a little less than.
That's a little flare. That will dump in
Flare
for a base hit.
Field.
And Lexi can't come up with it. She was thinking going home. Ortiz has the single. Wisby comes home and advances. Ortiz is going to get the single and the ribby, and Indy on the board. Lexi was coming home the entire time. She thought she had to play at the plate. Just bobbled a little bit.
Just a little bit. I can relate as I'm an outfielder as well. Sometimes your eyes just get so big seeing runner around in third base and you got the ball in your hand that take your mind off it a little bit and end up bobbling the ball is what happens.
Hey, Alec, got a text here. Shout out from Granny and Callie. Go CeeLo, go Larks. Love hearing your comments. Good, I'm glad Granny's tuning in.
Go CeeLo with the nicknames.
That is a little flare from Horton that drops foul. And if she hits that 3 feet to the left of where it landed, that's all sorts of trouble. She almost pasted that perfectly.
And with the way that Yazen's pitching with that velocity, all you got to do is just stick your barrel out and just poke it over somewhere, and that's exactly what you did. It just happened to be foul.
Horton takes a strike right there from Ashley. Ashley working both sides of the plate. And Ashley's a bit of a nibbler. She will find that spot and she'll keep trying to see if she can't Greg Maddux it out a little farther and a little farther. The 0-2 coming up. Swing and a miss. Sam stamps the throw down. Kaylin Lastly with the tag, a strike him out, throw out, double play for the Larks.
And Sam has just been on fire behind the dish. So we will move to the bottom of the 4th inning.
I'm Roman Arnold from Dallas, Texas. I toured my dad's school, Texas A&M, and it really was beautiful, but it was huge. He talked about class sizes being over 100. I visited Hesston as a baseball prospect and never looked back. I got the chance to be involved right away, not only on the field, but as a part of the community. Everybody knows each other on campus. We're really close-knit. And if you want faith to be a part of your athletic experience, no one does that better than Hesston. I'm not worried about transferring. My advisor saw me out at least a half a dozen times the first semester just to make sure I was on the right track. I started as a lark at Hesston College, and I'm planning on transferring to a state school, Texas A&M, Giga Maggies. I'm Roman Arnold from Dallas, Texas. I toured my dad's school, Texas A&M, and it really was beautiful, but it was huge. He talked about class sizes being over 100. I visited Hesston as a baseball prospect and never looked back. I got the chance to be involved right away, not only on the field, but as a part of the community. Everybody knows each other on campus. We're really close-knit. And if you want faith to be a part of your athletic experience, no one does that better than Hesston. I'm not worried about transferring. My advisor saw me out at least a half a dozen times the first semester just to make sure I was on the right track. I started as a lark at Hesston College, and I'm planning on transferring to a state school, Texas A&M, Giga Maggies. I'm Roman Arnold from Dallas, Texas. I toured my dad's school, Texas A&M, and it really was beautiful, but it was huge. He talked about class sizes being over 100.
And welcome back here to the City Ball Diamond. As we're heading to the bottom of the fourth, Larks lead 3-1. Kendall coming to bat. Kendall grounded out, but did get a ribby for her trouble.
Now batting for the Larks,
As we are
22, Kendall Richardson.
Cruising here, warmer temperatures on tap for the next couple days. Almost incredibly warm. We're talking 80s tomorrow and Thursday. Kendall with a healthy swing of the first pitch she sees.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I can't remember the last time we had 80 degrees.
Sure, October.
October.
Kendall, a little tapper, fights it off, and the count now 0-2.
It seems like a lot of these girls like swinging that white Louisville Slugger bat. Did you have a favorite particular bat you liked growing up?
In terms of, as Kendall lofts it up in the wind, don't know if it'll stay in play. It will not, and that's foul. In terms of all the 20 years of slow pitch I played, Alex, I played a lot of softball. I was a Mikan fan. I think the best bat I hit was a Mikan NRG till it blew up. Literally blew up, and the count now 0-2.
It's a good bat to swing.
That one downstairs. I can't 1 ball and 2 strikes. I still have a Denny Crine Psycho and an Izzy Psycho in my bat bag if I ever dusted the retiring softball stuff off. Strike 3, inner half. Kendall goes down looking. And by the look of disgust on Kendall's face, she knew it was strike 3.
She's trying to do her best Ashley Yazen impression and paint the black.
Yeah, Horton's really starting to deal here. That's 8 straight retired Larks.
Going back to the bats, when it came to wood bats, I always loved swinging Marucci, it seems like. But I remember back in the day when BB Core bats wasn't a thing, and if you didn't know what that was listening, it's back in the day they used to have bats that would just, ball would fly. Aluminum bats, and so they said it's not quite too safe, and so changed up the modifications a little bit, but boy, those DeMarini bats, they had some pop.
As that one fouled back into the fence, of the count 2 balls, 1 strike. I swung DeMarini for a while till I made the switch to Mikan. Became a huge Mikan fan. And the 2-1 coming up. There's a strike at the knees, and the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that pitch was identical to the one that Richardson saw as the wind starts to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, shaking the whole press box. That one stays downstairs to the low, and the count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Rusty, I don't know how safe I feel up here. If
There's times
the wind starts moving, getting upwards of 30 or 40. We might just, our tree house up here might just might blow to.
You might be right on, man. I haven't felt. Ryan and I have talked about feeling unsafe up here with this much wind. As
it looks like Sharp's going to tap into his bench and go with a pinch runner.
And Jenna Garcia coming in real quick. And I would bet Ashley re-enters. That's the one thing that Rob Ramsar and I talked about before. If this re-entry rule was able to be utilized in college baseball, you could do some really fun things with it. So Bree coming to bat here in the 4th.
Tell you what, Rust, even with my headset on, I can hear those girls chanting down in the dugout.
That
is something that
interesting enough.
Our manly testosterone in baseball probably wouldn't do, but it's pretty cool to see the whole dugout getting involved.
Most of those have been brought in by Sam Amarante, from what I understand. When I went with the Larks to Hutch, as Bree lifts one foul, Sam brought a lot of those cheers from travel ball, and if she's not leading them and Jenna Schneider's not leading them, Lindsey James is in the dugout also leading them. I'm not sure which of those 3 is the loudest on the team. Right now I'd have to go with Sam.
I would as well. She looks like she's probably perched on a bucket over there, resting her knees from being behind the dish, but nevertheless getting enthusiastic.
Bree lifts one foul and over the press box, or as Alec likes to call it, our treehouse, which is an apt description.
It's all wood. It's built out of trees.
It is. I love it. I love it. The treehouse. I love it, man. We're going to run with that.
And the 1-2.
That's on the ground. That could be trouble. Robinson will have to try and beat it out. And Bree legs out the infield single.
Good team speed, good wheels.
And she does exactly what you're supposed to do.
Which is hustle.
And she'll be over the top. She rolls it over. And this is Taylor Martin.
This is a
top of the order, number 29, Taylor Martin.
And in 4 innings, Miss Martin has only missed hitting in 1 of those. She comes up in the 4th. Or her 3rd at bat.
And the 1-2.
First ball, a little bit up and out. She steps back in. Pitches.
I think now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I got 2-0 on mine.
Okay, thank you. I was off there. I was just going off what the scoreboard.
Maybe you just got a little confused with there's 1 and 2 and Miss Baca slapped her hand.
I could be.
And she scores around a bunt, pulls it back. Runner goes to 3rd. Ball in the dirt. Oh, he calls her out.
And Jenna I think what happened was, Jenna never made the bag over there.
Well, I think that had to be it, at least from my point of view. What I could see, the tag was not applied. But if she didn't make it to the bag, then. Time is called out in the field as shortstop's readjusting her pants a little bit. Taylor Martin steps back in.
time call. It was 2-1. Now we're talking.
Sharp wanted to get the count right.
Yeah, I understand that. I was confused.
We got 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Taylor Martin at the dish. As she puts.
That's a good swing out there, but that one gets by Brown out there in left field. Baca scoring easily. Taylor will take second.
And I tell you what, I think if there's no wind blowing, that was a good swing. That ball might get over her head.
I think so. It's a tough play out there. Larks have tacked another run.
Number 14, Kaylin Lashley.
And Kaylin Lashley coming to bat.
First pitch called a strike. A little bit on the inside. Looked like they had a little bit of backdoor break to it as well. And the pitch.
That's a tapper. That's fouled back to the fence.
And the dugout is having a party down there.
They are. And they count 0-2. With Taylor over there at second and 2 away. That one fouled back and to the fence.
Made me jump a little bit.
I was ready.
I forgot there was a fence there, and I just kind of...
I made one play up here in the years, Alec. One player reached over, made a catch over here on a ball that was popped up.
So it had some serious backspin.
It did. It came up. It was soft, though. Kaylin tries to poke it out there. That will drop foul. And into the Lark dugout as Kaylin battling 1-2.
Well, maybe I should have brought my glove up here. Remember, I used to always bring my glove to big league games when I was young, hoping to catch a foul ball. And if the fence wasn't there, I would have been right at my chest.
But not only the sun on your chest, but a ball on your chest.
A ball on my chest is...
Kaylin fights it off and fouls it off. They count now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Kaylin.
And she is seeing some pitches, too. And like you said...
I couldn't hear you. The wind's blowing.
Like you said...
The wind is brutal today. Kaylin fights it off on the other side. So they count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Like you said, Hortonsman, she was getting into a little bit of a rhythm on the mound, but she is not from a lack of pitches. As the Larks have made her throw a lot of pitches, a lot of foul balls.
And I would think there's more foul balls at this level, as that's right up the middle. Base hit for Kaylin. Coming home is Taylor. Throw offline a little bit, and Kaylin will take second on the throw. Kaylin gets a single and a ribby. And the Larks have 2 more across. And they now lead 5-1 here in the 4th. As that was a long at-bat. Kaylin did her part fighting off as many pitches as she could see. And that brings up Lexi.
Some hitters are comfortable hitting with 2 strikes, and the more pitches you see, the more comfortable you get. And
that one in it
a little bit inside, almost hit Lexi.
High and tight to Lexi.
It seems like the majority of these Larks batters, besides maybe a few, like going with that no batting gloves look.
I've seen that.
I've bounced back and forth based on
preference,
slumps and whatnot, but
always got to change it up. Always got
to change it up. But I used to kind of like that old school no batting gloves look, rub some dirt on it, and that's what they're doing.
Count 3-0 to Lexi. That one's upstairs. Lexi draws the walk. That's 4 straight from Horton.
going to bring up the catcher.
Sam comes to bat, and the Larks still chanting over there.
Well, I would hope they would be chanting as the leader of the chants.
Coming to bat.
Is coming to bat.
Yeah.
Number 2, Sam Amarante.
And so 2 away. Runners at first and second for the Larks here in the 4th, trying to hang up, add to the crooked number already on the board. And that's 5 straight balls here thrown by Horton.
And that looks like Miss Adriana Ruiz, or how most of us students call her, Boo, is sitting over there on a bucket banging like a bongo.
That is on the ground at the shortstop. Throw across, not dug out. As Sam takes second, run comes home. The Larks have their 3rd run of the inning on the error.
6-1.
And that brings up Sierra.
Or, as her family calls her, CeeLo.
CeeLo. I won't call her Silo, but I'll call her CeeLo.
CeeLo.
Good article on the Horizon about Sierra. Trying to balance out nursing and being a 2-sport athlete. And CeeLo takes a pitch up by her elbows for a ball. She struck out looking, drew a walk, stole a base.
Well, Rusty, we're all told at some point when we can and can't play the game anymore, and so she said, why not play 2 sports?
Why not?
There's going to be a time when you're going to have to hang it up, and she's getting the most out of it.
Pitch on the outside corner is a strike, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. That one is in the dirt, and the count now rides to 2 balls and a strike to CeeLo. She's officially 0 for 1 in this game. Sierra lifts it up there, and a long run for Brown. Brown does make the play out there, but the Larks hang 3 more up in the bottom of the 4th. We've played 4. Larks lead 6.
I'm Roman Arnold from Dallas, Texas. I toured my dad's school, Texas A&M, and it really was beautiful, but it was huge. He talked about class sizes being over 100. I visited Heston as a baseball prospect and never looked back. I got the chance to be involved right away, not only on the field, but as a part of the community. Everybody knows each other on campus. We're really close-knit. And if you want faith to be a part of your athletic experience, no one does that better than Heston. I'm not worried about transferring. My advisor saw me out at least a half a dozen times the first semester just to make sure I was on the right track. I started as a Lark at Heston College, and I'm planning on transferring to a state school, Texas A&M, Giga Maggies. I'm Roman Arnold from Dallas, Texas. I toured my dad's school, Texas A&M, and it really was beautiful, but it was huge. He talked about class sizes being over 100. I visited Heston as a baseball prospect and never looked back. I got the chance to be involved right away, not only on the field, but as a part of the community. Everybody knows each other on campus. We're really close-knit. And if you want faith to be a part of your athletic experience, no one does that better than Heston. I'm not worried about transferring. My advisor saw me out at least a half a dozen times the first semester just to make sure I was on the right track. I started as a Lark at Heston College, and I'm planning on transferring to a...
Oh, that caught him. Thanks, Alec. I appreciate
the pen again.
I know, this
goes
win.
down.
And welcome back here as we're heading to the top of the 5th. Michaela Harp.
Lead off the inning.
Yeah, she was caught stealing after a single in the 2nd. Larks leading 6-1. And Harp first pitch. Kaylin gloves it, and they said it was foul.
And all this talk of nicknames, especially with CeeLo, I was thinking, CeeLo plays shortstop, and I'm from Colorado, kind of remind me of Tulo. Troy Tulowitzki.
Yeah, I knew where you're going. I was just going to let you go with it.
Of course, longtime shortstop of the Rockies, now at Toronto. But
that one missing outside.
Both power hitters, both tall. I drew a little comparison.
And the count 1-1. That one.
She continues to just
at the knees, and the count now is straight.
Black.
Yeah. count 1 and 2. It'd be interesting to see what the spread of who the favorite Major League teams are for the Lark women here.
Or rather, the spread of college Division I
there's
softball.
A strikeout throw out. I know there's several Dodger fans on this team.
There are Dodger fans.
I'm not sure if there's any Giants fans. I wouldn't doubt if we have a couple Cards fans on there too. It'd be interesting to see.
A lot of West Coast women probably result in a lot of West Coast teams. As that pitch is inside, a 2 inside.
Let me count 1 ball, 1 strike. That one fouled back to the fence.
Seems like to me that Yazen's just got herself in a little bit of a rhythm. And that's something we see.
You're absolutely right. And when she gets in that rhythm, look out, because she's almost unhittable, it feels like. As that bunt laid down, foul in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, another strikeout here for Ash.
Doesn't come as a surprise, as of course
5 strikeouts on the day.
we all know she leads the nation in strikeouts.
Yeah, it's been a battle for her and the girl from Louisiana, Eunice, in terms of who's going to strike out the most batters this season. She's obliterated every record in the Hesston College record books in terms of strikeouts for career and season as she misses downstairs.
Well, and it helps when you have a pretty good catcher behind the plate.
And the 1-1 coming up.
Slap hit.
That one flared away. As we're in the 4th.
I'm just all sorts of confused. Are we in the top of the 5th or the top of the 4th?
I've got top 4. Top 5. You're right. Absolutely. We are
Okay.
on the top of the 5th. I just looked at the scoreboard and went off and went, that doesn't feel right.
Scoreboard's showing me 4.
No, my book's got us in the 5th. I think we're going with the
Okay.
5th.
I got 5th up on the computer. as
Okay,
well.
we're going to go. Well, we're official then for a little bit.
We're going top 5.
Yeah. And the 1-2 on the way. As that's laid off by Brown.
Offered.
She did. She wanted that slap pitch and actually threw the rise ball, trying to catch her off guard. Brown laid off.
I think it's kind of a pitching thing universally, is you just try and climb the ladder and go higher. And
Strike
catches.
3 outside corner. Brown goes down. Ashley strikes out the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Larks lead 6-1. Back after this.
Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today. Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today. Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals. Whether you are just starting out.
And welcome back here to the bottom of the 5th. As Jocelyn coming to bat, Larks lead 6-1.
Jocelyn, another Larks outfielder from New Mexico, and she can swing it. Almost upwards of 400 in her batting average. And she'll look to lead the inning off for the Larks here. Horton's still on the mound for the Pirates.
And there's a strike on the outer inner half as Horton does her best. Both these pitchers have done a good job out working on both sides of the plate today.
They have.
I count 0-1 here to Joss.
Kind of find what that umpire is going to call and stick with it. It's something you figure out in the first few innings.
And he's been very consistent on both.
Consistent.
He's been doing a great job of a consistent zone both ways.
But if you say, hey, he's going to be calling that pitch on the black, why not try and keep throwing it there?
Just like I said, Craig Maddox was a master of that. You're going to call it 1 inch outside. My next one's going to be 2 inches outside and see if you can get that call.
And both pitchers have done a
great,
great mind game, too, of you'll see up and in and then low and away, just trying to
keep hitters off
balance.
Count 3 balls and a strike here to Jocelyn. As Horton getting in the side one more time, checking that wristband, and she will deal. The pitch comes in, and that is a strike at the knees, and we're full 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Jocelyn, another girl with no batting gloves. It seems like most of these lefties have elbow guards as well. Of course, pitches diving in and out.
Yep.
And the 3-2 is...
That's ball 4. Joss draws the walk. She now has an on-base percentage of .667 without an official at-bat. With one, excuse me, she's 0 for 1, but was walked and was hit by a pitch.
Number 22, Kendall Richardson.
And here's someone who needs to get her bat going for the Larks, and that's Kendall Richardson.
As of course, Kendall had such a good stick last year. She squares to bunt, leaves it inside.
Bunt pulled back. And they count 1 ball to Kendall.
Wearing number 22. Do you have any favorite numbers growing up?
10.
10.
I still, if I can pick a number, I will wear number 10. Number 10. One of my all-time favorite baseball players wears that number. That one stays too far inside.
I liked number 10 growing up too. That was my number. I bounced back, kind of back and forth between, it seemed like 10 and the high 20s.
Okay, I was 10. Chipper Jones wore 10, I wore 10.
10 was a nice solid number.
Yeah. And that one misses away. And the count now, or excuse me, catch the block, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike to Kendall.
Players are very superstitious about their numbers.
They absolutely are. I started wearing 10 in a state tournament and really stuck with it. Kendall lays the bunt down, throw over in time, and Bree dives in safely. Joss moved up. Kendall almost legged that out, and Ashley coming to bat.
A great thing to do, and I don't know if Coach Sharp was thinking what I was thinking, but, and not to say that Kendall's in a slump, but bunting is a great way to help see the ball, help pick the ball up. Sometimes if you're not seeing the ball, you just square around, help your team out. That was the first pitch to Yeza, misses high and away.
And so 1 ball coming up.
Knock on wood, the wind has died down a little bit.
Don't say things like that. Don't say things like that. Don't knock in our treehouse. We might fall over as Ash takes a strike. The count evens up at a ball and a strike here to Ashley with 1 away in the bottom of the 5th, and the Larks with a 6-1 lead. I'm not sure why the scoreboard's having a malfunction. We do have 1 out. Ashley on the ground of the third baseman. Price, throw over in time. And there are 2 outs. As Boo coming in to hit for the for Bree.
As Bree was DHing for
designated player.
Designated player.
Yeah, in softball there's a designated player, and the flex can come in. Boo was in the flex position, so she can come in. You can do some really cool things with the lineup card in women's fast pitch softball. So Boo comes in to hit here in the...
As Mr. Blue wants to get that written down in his notebook.
Number 30, Adriana Ruiz.
Boo, first pitch swinging, pops it up and into the top of the stinky trees to the left of us.
Looking over that way, your friend Brian Kerr is just going to town on that grill.
I know.
The 0-1.
Boo fouls it off on the changeup. And they count now 0-2.
That was a healthy hack.
It wasn't. It was a good changeup by Horton, too, there, Alex. She came back with it. And Boo just got enough of it to stay alive. And now she's quickly behind 0-2. And that time she waits on the changeup, drives it deep to center field, and that is off the bottom of the fence. And Boo thinking, too, she will slide in with a double. Boo doubles, no wind, and that's gone. But Boo gets a double and a ribby. And the Larks now lead 7-1.
As guess who is coming up for the 4th time out
Taylor
of
Martin.
5 innings? Miss Taylor Martin.
And now they bring Bree back in. They put Bree back in as the DP. I think there's no win if Boo hits another home run there.
I think she does too. That ball hit, oh, maybe not even 6 or 7 inches up that fence. I think no win. I think you're right. I think that's gone. As Miss Martin takes first pitch out and away, 1-0.
So Taylor doubled in her last at bat. Taylor swings through, and the count now quickly 0-2 for Taylor. Taylor loops one out there. That'll be a base hit into the left field. And Bree on her way home. Taylor going to second, sliding in there safely with another double and a ribby for Taylor. And now, here you go, Alec. Here you go. Taylor stands on second base. She represents the game-ending run.
8 after 5.
8 after 5. So back-to-back doubles by the Larks.
And Taylor's been hot. You know, she put a great swing in the previous at-bat, she'd put a great swing on the ball to left field. And she did it again and got a nice little base hit.
And it looks like we're going to see a different pitcher here for the Pirates.
Going to go to their pen.
That is number, let's see here, 7 for Courtney Ledbetter coming in to pitch for the Independence Community College Pirates. So Ledbetter steps in the 8th. The game-ending run over there at second for the Larks. They lead by 7 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, or bottom of the 5th. Ledbetter showing off that she's got a little bit of some zip to her.
Get a little bit of a running start. You know who else likes to do that? Fan of Larks baseball.
John Law.
John Law. Read my mind.
John Law likes to do that. I think that was a thing he picked up in Driveline, from Driveline. I don't remember him doing that last year until he went to Driveline, kind of did it this year a little bit.
I've seen a few major league pitchers kind of do that, but...
I did get a text, I didn't mention this, Alec, that CeeLo's a Red Sox fan.
CeeLo is a Red Sox fan.
She is a Red Sox fan.
Well, the Red Sox picked up some players this year, looking to be good. I'm seeing former softball player Alicia
Ramirez over
down
there, along
in
with
the Yankees hat.
former softball player Dakota Lee also. Both of those four
Yankees fans.
poor girls.
A wide array of teams represented.
Lastly, Kaylin singled her last at bat.
As I was recently informed, she could end it.
And that
Takes
pitch
that first
outside
pitch
from
outside.
Ledbetter. Yeah, Ledbetter trying to work quickly here. Taylor's the game-ending run with 2 outs, standing over there on second base. That one downstairs, and a good block by Ortiz to keep that ball in front of her.
So we got 2-0, 2 outs, runner on second.
That one too far out, and another good stop by Ortiz right there to keep that ball right in her glove. Count 3 balls, no strikes here to Kaylin. And Ledbetter steps, and she will deliver. That's ball 4. Kaylin draws the walk on 4 straight from Ledbetter.
Oh, Rusty, I can smell the
I
grill.
caught a whiff of the burgers. Now those do smell pretty good. I haven't grilled burgers in a long time. Would help if my grill wasn't destroyed.
And they're going to tap into their bench from Coach Sharp, and he is going to bring freshman Shea Hoover in to run. It looks like for.
So Shea comes in to run for Kaylin.
For Miss Lastly.
And now the Larks with a little something doing with 2 outs and 2 on for Lexi. Kind of where you want to be in the top third of the Lark lineup with this situation.
Couldn't have said it any better. Got the best, probably overall batter on your club at the plate.
So
and the number 2 right behind her. So 2 great chances here to drive in that run.
That one outside. Another pitch missing from Ledbetter. That's 5 straight balls from Ledbetter.
Oh, pressure. If I can talk. Pressure situations.
Words are hard, dude.
Words are hard.
1-0.
Big time.
That's
That
too
is
far out. Ledbetter can't
6
find it. That's
straight.
6 straight.
And if my English could work, I was going to say that, pressure situations coming in might have a little bit of nerves, but just got to go out there and try and pound the zone.
That one downstairs. That's 7 straight balls from Ledbetter. Larks kind of remind me of the Texas A&M cheer, if you've ever seen that in college baseball.
They were ruthless.
They are ruthless. They still are ruthless.
Of course, the fans.
The 3-0. There's a strike that beats the streak.
Of course, if you don't know what Rusty is talking about, fans of Texas A&M University.
After
a couple
4 balls.
instances,
Yeah, they've done
it. I remember they were playing TCU, and the poor kid on the mound was throwing about 8 or 9 balls straight, and they would continually chant, ball 8, ball 8, ball 9.
Swing and a miss here for Lexi, and now we're full 3 balls, 2 strikes.
But none of that matters as she has come back and gotten 2 quick strikes, and now the count is full.
This count can't be much more full than what it is. 3-2, 2 outs, 2 on.
The runners will be moving on this pitch.
Strike 3 called outside corner. Lexi goes down looking. And the Larks strand 2. We've played 5. The Larks lead 8-1. We're back after this here on the Lark Network.
Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Heston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Heston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College Nursing Program today. Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College Nursing Program today. Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College Nursing Program today.
Yep, nope, I got it.
And this is a new, oh no, it's not, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. Okay.
As we are back in the top of the 6th inning, Lark softball, a couple defensive changes.
The Sloth moves over to first base.
The Sloth.
Reese McCrary.
And
Boo moved from first to third.
Adriana Ruiz moves to third. Now,
Boo, we can call her Boo.
We can call her Boo.
Yeah, we'll call her Boo. She likes that. As Alyssa Robinson stepping in, Kaylin Lastly's moved on to the mound. And the first pitch outside, 1 ball to Robinson. Robinson laid down a sacrifice bunt in the first, reached on an error in the third. She's 0 for 1, but was caught stealing in that third. There's a strike on the outside corner from Kaylin. The count now 1 ball, 1 strike.
As the Pirates trying to get something going. Maybe a new pitcher, new arm, as Yazen was rolling. Of course, nowadays, when you go to the bullpen, it's almost like it's lights out, especially Major League Baseball, high-level college baseball.
The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Kaylin gets her sign.
We are. And it looks like after the pitch.
That is a little tapper. And Kaylin underhand toss. Not in time. Robinson aboard on the little infield roller.
And it looks like your friends out at the basketball court have switched from the dunk contest to now
an intense game of knockout.
An intense game of knockout.
Kenzie Johnson singled in the 4th, struck out in the 1st. She's 1 for 2.
3-hitter for the Pirates. She can swing. And leaves that ball up.
Only count 1 ball. That's a pitch on the inner half. And they count 1 ball, 1 strike. A few high clouds trying to track across, but no rain in the forecast. And the 1-1. That's on the ground. Hard hit ball up the middle base hit. For
something
Johnson.
cooking.
Yeah, that's 2 quick hits here by Indy. So stepping up here, Wisby with 2 on, none out. And there's a strike from Kaylin. The count now 0-1.
And these Indy hitters must be on top of the plate because that pitch almost looked like a hitter, and it got called a strike. So they like her on the plate. Great block.
Got another good block by Sam down low.
No free bags of any sort.
And the count now even.
From Sam behind the dish today. Good defensive catcher.
Yeah, she's done a great job back there.
Pitch.
Bunt laid down. Bunt tried to lay down. She did off-rat it.
Counts 1 and 2.
That one misses low and away. And the count even 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wisby, who just happens to be wearing number 22. So a lot of deuces out there.
A lot of 2s all day. As Leslie gets the sign, she gets a pitch she likes.
Swing and a miss. Runner goes, could be another, oh, nice knockdown, but the run coming home, potentially Taylor Martin uncorks the throw too high.
And now the runners will move up.
Wisby's out via the first base being occupied. Robinson comes home on the errors, and Johnson moves to third. So 1 out here, Larks lead 8-2. So another error by the Larks. There's a strike on the inner half.
It was a good throw, but just a little bit high. And draw Boo off the bag. Now, she did the best she could to knock it down, but just kind of.
She got leather on it, but it just kind of squirted away.
Squirted off into left field, and
that one missing on the outside. Lexi thought she was coming home with it. And that throw sailed on her just a little bit up the line. They count 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out and 1 across as we're in the 6th. There's a strike on the inner half. And the 1-0, or excuse me, the 1-2, I should say, as the count evens up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Has a little looper on the ground. CeeLo checks the run, throws over to Reese over there first, and they're 2 outs. Larks lead 8-2 here in the bottom of the 6th, or the top of the 6th. Cameron Ortiz, she singled in the 4th, drove in a run. Struck out looking in the 2nd. She's 1 for 2.
of course with 1 out and a runner on third, maybe trying to push that ball to the right side to get something in, but now with 2 outs, it's typically any way you can.
And she takes a strike from Kaylin on the outer half. That one blocked down low, and the count now even 1 ball, 1 strike. That is tapped foul, left side. On the count 1-2.
One thing that I haven't quite seen with too many of these hitters is a leg kick. It's either been slap hitting or a quick step or a slide, but
that's tapped on the ground, left side foul.
And I think most of them might have to do with just the speed of the game.
Yeah, that ball, you're pitching from 43.5 feet or 43 feet. That ball gets on you in a hurry. 65 I think is equivalent to, I think, a major league 90, a fastball at 90. Anything above that, it just jumps.
Yeah. I mean, once it gets past up there, it's just everything's quick. As that hits.
Hitting Ortiz. Ortiz wears it, and she is aboard. And that brings up, this will be, oops, Mariah Richardson coming to bat. So Richardson coming in to bat. Quick little meeting here, talk things over.
Of course, your normal partner, Jasmine, is off in an appointment. It looks like her good friend's getting something in a salon. Didn't quite look.
That's what?
Pedicure, manicure, or something. Jasmine couldn't be here.
I don't know what she said she was doing.
But
she just had an appointment. I understand she wasn't here. I'm glad you could step in, though.
We're talking about all sorts of things. Stances and tree houses. And
yeah. I mean, we're having grilling. Runner goes and tagged out. Caught stealing. Another caught stealing. Sam's gunned down 4 runners today. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Larks lead 8-2.
Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today. Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today. Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today.
And welcome back here to Oswald Field. Horton comes back in to try to close us out in the 6th as the Larks lead 8-2.
She's been on the mound all day.
Well, except for that little stretch of the last where Ledbetter came in.
But that's again that you talk about, that rules you can do in softball that you can re-enter and resubstitute and kind of switch things around how you want them. I might just have to give Sam my own nickname, the Cannon.
I like it. The Cannon.
The Cannon, as she has thrown out 3? 3 for 3.
4.
4. 4 runners.
4 runners today.
It's an absurdly good ratio to have as she steps in.
Into the wind, mind you.
Into the wind.
So Sam steps in. She's still looking for her first hit of the day.
She rips a foul ball.
Or no, she has singled.
She has singled. Of course.
Do you know who pitched that the last name of the pitcher?
Ledbetter. As Horton came back in for Ledbetter. And that's a little line drive that's snagged by Wilson and short. Sam hit that ball right on the screws, but right at Wilson.
As Troy Tulowitzki comes up to the plate,
Number 15,
or as
Sierra Long.
she's normally known as CeeLo. I know you're not a fan of walk-up songs, but if she's got a,
I am not. You are
she's got
correct.
one that tailors to her last
Yeah,
name.
you're very right, but I am not a fan of walk-up songs.
She wasn't a fan of that first pitch as it missed low and in, and the second pitch missing
High and away.
high and away.
Yeah, 2 balls, no
2
strikes.
balls and no strikes. Of course, here's another point you brought up. The 2-0 count might be a good pitch to look for.
And she does. She loops it out there to that big gap in right center field. CeeLo thinking too, and she will stroll into second with the stand-up double. She jumped all over that second pitch, found that gap out there in right center, and that brings Joss to the plate.
I'll show a little bit of patience and leave those 2 pitches, and then
Number 23, Jocelyn
that 2-0 pitch just right over the heart of the plate. And
She
didn't
hammered
miss
that
it.
out
She
there.
did
No.
not. She did not miss it. That was a great swing. As
Found the gap. Joss comes to bat.
Jocelyn Chavez comes up.
And that one
missed it
inside to
in.
Joss.
She is the 5-hitter in the Larks lineup. You can swing it a little bit. Coming in from the left side.
On the ground at Robinson. Robinson play over in town.
Moves the runner over, though.
Robinson's had a busy day over there at second base.
She has.
And Kendall Richardson coming to bat.
Number 22, Kendall Richardson.
Kendall 0 for 1, or 0 for 2, excuse me. Kendall, first pitch swinging, popped up.
And we will head to the top
yeah,
of the
we will
seventh.
play a 7th. Wilson makes a play. We've seen 6 innings, Larks lead, 8-2. We're back after this.
Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Heston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Heston College BSN student. Learn more about the Heston College nursing program today.
I'm greater than bullying.
I'm greater than greed.
I am greater than being content with just a Sunday faith.
We're heading to the top of the 7th here. Larks lead 8-2. Kaylin Lastly coming into work here in the 7th. And Sam the Cannon Amarante behind the dish.
Cannon. As the pitcher,
Gabby Horton coming in.
Gabby Horton's going to lead it off for the Pirates. Of course, Lazley still on the mound for the Larks.
So Kaylin.
Kaylin Lazley. Same name as Kaylin Haynes, although
spelled a little bit different.
Her hat is probably not nearly, although they don't wear hats, they wear
Not-
visors. Excuse me, my ignorance, but it is not nearly as dirty as Mr. Kaylin
No
Haynes.
one's hat is dirty as Kaylin Haynes' hat. I mean, that's an art to getting a hat that dirty, man.
It is.
And that one missing downstairs from Kaylin. The count now
I believe it is
1-1.
I was too busy talking about dirty hats.
Yeah, I was laughing about that because I know how dirty Kalen's hat is. I went too far in. I believe
it's 2-1.
I think you're right. I think
it's 2-1. The Pirates' leadoff hitter.
So,
and like we were telling earlier, very freshman-heavy lineup for the Pirates. Only Shu leaves that ball high. Only 2 sophomores on their team. That was like a new first-year coach, you said. So new program. Or not new program, but new direction.
New direction. Yeah, not a new program. I mean, as Horton lifts it, that's up in the air, and settling underneath it was Lexi. Lexi camps under the fly ball and turns it into a routine out for out number 1 here in the 7th with Harp on deck. Or Harp coming to bat and C on deck, excuse me. That's on the ground at Boo at third. Boo throws across, and in time a stretch by Reese, and quickly there are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
And what seems like a routine ground ball is still somewhat of a quick play. You got to get that ball out.
It is. It's incredibly fast.
Nothing I've noticed is that there is nothing besides fly balls maybe that is, in baseball terms, routine because it's so quick.
That ball's on you in a hurry as Kalen delivers on the ground at Boo. Boo with a backhand snag. Throw across. Stretch in time, and that is the ball game.
By
Reese over there picks it away.
That's going to do it for us here in the first game.
Yeah, we will take a break and be back with Game 2. Final score here from the City Ball Diamond Larks win 8-2. We'll be back with the start of Game 2 right here on the Lark Network.